I'm Connie, and in this tutorial I'm going to teach you how to poach an egg. There are many different ways to poach an egg, but this tutorial will be a step-by-step instructional video on how to poach an egg in the most simplest way possible. This technique will never fail you and it will stick with you for life. I'm going to place my poached egg on a piece of toast, but it's up to you what you do with your cooked egg. So keep watching to learn more. The first thing you're going to need to do is make sure you have the equipment to poach an egg. I like to use a pan. This may seem odd to you as most people would use a pot, but using a pan is a lot easier. You're also going to need a fish flip or some sort of utensil to get the egg out of the water, and of course, an egg. Once you have your equipment, you need to fill your pan up with water. It's important that you make sure the water is almost at the top of the pan, otherwise there is not enough water for the egg to cook in. If the yolk of the egg is exposed when cooking, the egg will not cook evenly, and then you will have a terrible runny yolk. Place your pan on the stove and wait for the water to come to a gentle boil. This is the ideal simmer for poaching an egg as the water is not yet boiling. It is so important that from this point on, the water remains at a gentle simmer. If it starts to boil, bring the heat down immediately. As soon as your water is boiling when your egg is cooking, it will cook the egg in an aggressive manner that will make the yolk most likely explode. So now it's time to crack the egg in the water. I like to use the side of the pan. Because I like a semi-soft yolk, I'm going to cook this egg for about 3.5 minutes. If you like your yolk slightly firmer, just cook it for a bit longer. As you can see, the water is starting to aggressively boil, so I'm immediately bringing the heat down. Now that it has been 3.5 minutes, I'm going to take my egg out. I'm going to use my fish flip to go gently underneath the egg and bring it out of the water. As you can see, the water is draining off the egg. What I like to do is also use a knife to cut off some of these mankier bits of the white. I like to eat my poached eggs on toast, but you can use poached eggs for a range of things. Some people like to put them on asparagus, others in sandwiches, sometimes just in salads. But for now, I'm putting my perfectly poached egg onto the toast. To enhance the flavor of the egg, I always recommend adding some salt and cracked pepper. Now it's time to reveal my perfectly poached egg. As you can see from 3.5 minutes of poaching, the egg is runny, but also the yolk has some firmness on the sides. So now you have it, a step-by-step tutorial on the easiest way to poach an egg. Once you have this technique mastered, there are many different techniques to explore with. I would recommend the next technique you try is using vinegar when poaching an egg, as this firms the whites, which means that you can get more creative with the shape of an egg. So if you use vinegar and poach your egg inside a Glad wrap shell, your egg will come out in a perfect oval shape, which you've most likely seen at your favorite brunch spot. But for now, when poaching an egg in the most simplest form, the key thing to remember is do not overboil the water, as this is the easiest way to destruct your perfect egg. Thanks for watching.